Welcome back to another edition of Cooking with KAP. Okay, so today I'm going to make a 4-ingredient, no boil, no yeast bagel recipe. Yes, you're probably thinking, how is that even possible? I don't know. I found the recipe online from a creator. I'm going to try to insert a little sticker here. Maybe I can do that right here. If not, I don't know. It's going to just be a video of me doing that. But in the meantime, it's only 4 ingredients. All you need is flour, Greek yogurt, baking powder, and egg. That's it. All the other stuff is extra. So when I use sesame seeds to top it off or whatever, all that's extra. But I do recommend having one of these silicone sheets, for non-stick sheets. But it's okay if you don't have one of them. You could use parchment paper, or you can just bake it on a regular baking sheet and just oil up the sheet. I just like these because stuff just literally falls right off the sheet, so you don't have to worry about that. But let's get started. Literally, all you're probably gonna need is just a measuring cup, and that's it. So everything is a 1-to-1 ingredient, sort of. That's how I keep it in mind. So you really don't even have to have the recipe laid out. You can memorize it pretty quick. Everything is 1-to-1. So this is 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 1 egg, and then some baking powder. It's 2 teaspoons technically, but we'll pretend that's not the 1-to-1.
So this is just me sped up putting all the ingredients in, but I'm basically explaining to you guys why this recipe is a no-boil bagel recipe. Normally when people cook bagels, they'll boil them before they put them in the oven because boiling them creates a nice, shiny, crunchy shell on the outside. That's what we're really familiar with bagels and pretzels is another one. But for these, because they're gluten-free, there's yogurt in them, it's a bunch of random ingredients, you really don't need to boil them because you can put an egg wash on top, which is eggs mixed with a little bit of milk, and then you just brush it on top. It works perfectly.
Look at that. So you just kind of want to go ahead and mix it. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Chalacy because she makes a lot of cooking videos, and I wasn't quite able to get the perfect angle for some of my mixing angles. And then I looked at my friend Chalacy's videos, and she's doing amazing.
And I know when you guys initially mix it, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, this is not enough liquid to mix into all the flour, but trust me, it is. The Greek yogurt really has to be kind of spread apart because it doesn't mix well with a fork or a whisk. I recommend taking a spatula or a paddle or something. I don't even know what this instrument is in my hands, but kind of just spread the yogurt into there, and it literally will get into a nice dough just like this.
All right, this is when we want to pull our this baking sheet thing out right here. This is just a silicone baking sheet, and you really don't need to have any spray or any flour on there because stuff won't stick to there because it's literally just silicone. But what I would recommend is for you to go into your bucket of flour and put a little bit of flour on your hands so that you can get to a point where you can scoop all this dough together into one ball, just your bagel dough. Okay, you really just want to separate this into 4 sections. So the 1 cup of flour, the 1 cup of yogurt, the 1 egg, and the 2 teaspoons of baking powder should make 1 whole ball of dough that will separate into 4 bagels. Okay, perfect, just like that. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they don't all have to be perfect or the same size because when they bake in the oven, they'll rise. Okay, so one of the ways that I really love to make bagels, I really think it's a seamless bagel way, is you roll the dough. You shape the dough into a ball, then you roll that out into this tube, and then you take the tube and you kind of just, with your finger or 2 or 3 fingers in the middle, fold it over like that. And now you got yourself a nice bagel, And it'll rise, and you can go around and kind of pinch up and fix up the edges if you have to. But for the most part, it should be fine like that. Boom. Look at that. And that'll be a nice bagel for you. Perfect. It literally works every single time. Here, I'll do it again on the camera. So this is one. I've got the other one back here. Hold on. You can make this into a nice ball. See, just like that. And roll. Roll like a tube. Roll it into a worm. Like a hot dog or something like that. And the longer you can get it without it breaking, the better, because then that's going to mean your bagel is going to be a little bit bigger. And then you can go ahead, fold it over, pinch it together, and boom, got yourself a nice bagel. Oh, it looks horrible on the other side. My fault. But it's not. It's just because my hands are starting to get sticky because I don't have flour on the back of them anymore. So my hands are starting to break the bagel a little bit. But other than that, you can always just fix it up too, see? And boom, now it's like fixed up. And really you're kind of making like a donut. And if you think the side is like ugly, like one of the sides you don't like them, then just make that the bottom. Easy. Make that the bottom. You literally don't have to have that to be the top one. And then this bagel right here, this is our last one. And like I said, this ratio that I made, it will make you 4 bagels. So you're 1 to 1. And sometimes gravity will just kind of pull the dough down. And it's okay if they're like a little thick too. Like your bagels don't have to be perfectly even. Like that's the joy of a bagel. And then just fold that over, put it together, and you can kind of just like fix that up, you know, the bend a little bit, and boom, foolproof bagel. Boom. And you just kind of smooth out the little part where you bonded it together. And look, boom, perfect bagel every time. So I would not recommend putting your bagel in the oven just like this. If you're not going to boil your bagel, I think something that's really, really crucial is doing an egg wash. But you can literally just crack an egg in a cup, put a little bit of milk in there, and mix it together. That egg wash is then going to be able, you can take this, I take like one of these like little kitchen brushes, and I just brush this egg wash over this, okay? And you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's like a juicy egg that I just put on there. That might be too much. It won't. When it bakes in the oven, it's going to bake really, really well. It's going to give it a really nice brown golden finish on the top, especially when you have a nice yellow yolk. Going to give you a nice golden finish on the top. And it's going to stop your product from breaking in the oven as it rises. So as your bagel is rising and your bread is kind of breaking, you're gonna see the bread is like gonna separate and stuff. The egg wash is gonna really help to keep the bread together and keep it stabilized so that they don't fully break.
So this last part is optional. I'm putting cinnamon and sugar on 2 of the bagels and then sesame seeds on the other 2 bagels. You can honestly put any kind of topping you want on the bagels. You can do everything topping, you know, and put like poppy seeds on here. I was trying to emulate the Panera like cinnamon crunch bagels that I was kind of used to. So you're probably thinking it's a lot of sugar on there, but you'll see it's going to bake well. But this is optional. You could put just salt on top. You can put sugar. You could put onions, garlic, whatever you're interested in putting on top of like a puffy bread, honey, pistachio, pecans, anything that you want. Here you can see I'm using white and black sesame seeds for like a sweet or a savory bagel. So this is like really where you get to freestyle your bagel and your bread. So if you've been really interested in making bread, homemade bread, different flavors, you know, different fun stuff to try, this would be the time to just put really fun and different stuff on here. Sorry about the angle here, but you want to put these in at 375 for 20 minutes.
Boom! Look at these bagels! Look at them! These are the best ones I've made. These are the best ones I've made so far. Look at them. Look at how they rose.
As you can clearly hear by my excitement, this was probably the best batch of bagels I have made so far. Look at that golden brown, shiny, crispy, crunchy exterior. You can literally see I'm eating a cinnamon one in the back. They turned out so good, so fluffy. They got such a good rise on them. You have to try this recipe.